Yeah, boy.
It's a banger. Hi guys, welcome to episode 2 of Now That's What I Call Real Emo, a weekly podcast where we discuss submissions that we've received from various artists. We're a band ourselves. I'm Matt. We're here with Chris and Deck. Together we form the band Molars. You can find us at Molars UK on Instagram, /Molars UK on Facebook. If you want your submission to be reviewed by us, you can send them to us by email, dentalrecordsuk@gmail.com, or you can send them to our Facebook, or you can contact us on Instagram and send them to us that way. So before this whole quarantine thing kicked off, we did a couple of covers. We did Medicine by Tiny Moving Parts, and we also covered American Football's Never Meant. So we'll just play a little clip of those now. Those two covers really great. I really enjoyed them. We've had some great submissions this week. We've had some really good submissions, some really good pop punk, some really cool emo stuff which we asked for from the likes of, we've got some Dear Widow, some Oaths, Beyond the Tracks. What else have we got? Elephant Jake, Bobby KO. Is that right? Bobby KO?
I'm going with KO, I think.
KO, cool. Loyalty to Me, Penthouse, one I can't pronounce. It should be really good. So I think first off, we're going to have a listen to an album that was submitted to us by Dear Widow. Let's give it a listen. Undercovers, that's by Dear Widow. We received their submission via our Gmail account. So this band is comprised of Michigan musicians. That's a tongue twister of Michigan musicians who have all been in bands since the mid-90s, according to their message. So the album was recorded by Mark Jacob Hudson, who also recorded for Saves the Day, Against Me and Taking Back Sunday. So a bit of interesting trivia for you there. So I really, really liked this album. Respect for them being able to do an album. Like, it's a big undertaking. It's not something we've actually managed to do yet, but one day. So musically, it is quite simple. It's a lot of 4/4. It's a lot of basic guitar riffs over quite, I don't know how to describe, sort of not drony singing, but it's like plain, not too much going on, which is really good. I think it kind of reminds me a lot of Tiger's Jaw, in the way that they have very simple, repetitive patterns on the guitar, simple, repetitive riffs, but that still manage to be really catchy, and you can still sort of go back to and have a lot of replayability to them. I think it's a good example of really being less is more when it comes to an album. But no, I really enjoyed it. But I'd be interested to hear what you both thought of it.
So I listened to Recover first. I thought the guitar at the start was really cool. Perhaps it went on a little bit too long, but it was a cool riff. And then when the chorus kicks in, I really liked the chorus. So that was a really cool chorus. And there's a stop at the end of the chorus that's really good. He's got quite an interesting vocal style, hasn't he, across the whole album. And on this song, I didn't really think it worked as well in this song. But on Undercovers, I think the vocals worked much better in that song. Musically, Undercovers, I thought it sounded a lot like some of the stuff off In Love and Death by The Used. There's a really nice bass line, which I think is what really brought that out. It's a really interesting arrangement. And then I think my favourite song on the album is probably Wolves. It's got a really exciting intro. I like how it kicks straight in with the vocals. Again, it sounds a bit like The Used again. There's got quite a change of pace near the end. I like that all three of the songs are really short. Like you said earlier, the music's quite repetitive. But that's like really cool when you get like subtle changes and things that really change the feel of the song with just a small change because the rest of the music's looping. So yeah, I thought that was really, really cool. Although like in a couple of places like the Recover thing, I do think some of the riffs went on a little bit too long. But overall, really cool album.
What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I thought it was cool. So I listened to Maneuvers first, which is the first song. I think the intro of that is really cool. It reminds me of something. I'm not sure what, but I really like the vocals of it. It's got like I get what you're saying, Matt. Like he reminds me a bit of the guy of like from Tiger's Jaw, like sort of that like rough around the edges kind of sound. But I think it suits. The
his vocals sort of suit the sort of music, doesn't it? I think.
Yeah, I think in Maneuvers as well, the vocals, they almost had like a bit of like the Wonder Years to them in a way. I don't know why. It's kind of what it gave me. But anyway, I thought it was a really good way to open up the album. Then I listened to Shakers, which I quite liked. For some reason, it kind of reminds me of like The Anniversary. You ever listen to them?
Nope.
I haven't, no.
They're a cool band. I think they were in the 90s. I only listened to like a few of their songs. But yeah, I thought it'd be quite cool to hear like a female vocal mixed in with like some of these guys' stuff in the future. I guess similar to like Tiger's Jaw and stuff like that. But yeah, then I listened to Twice on the Window, which has got like this guitar riff that kind of carries on going throughout the whole song, which is a bit like the one in. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit more complicated, the one in Give Yourself a Try by the 1975, but that's a similar sort of idea.
Yeah.
I didn't particularly like it to start with. It was really prominent, but then I listened to it a few more times and it is quite nice. It doesn't seem as prominent and it adds a nice like layer into the song. So yeah, I think overall, yeah, solid album. Why do I always feel alone?
So that was Oath with their single Alone. So I think this is really well produced pop punk. I don't think it breaks any boundaries, but what it does really well. I think it sounds like a really big song. They sound like a really big band. And then you look and there's only 3 of them. And I do wonder how they managed to reproduce that really big sound when they play it live. Because I know I could hear like a lot of extra things going on, the really big guitars, but there's also a lot of synth work going on as well, which is really cool. And it sounds really good in the recording. But I don't know how well that would translate to them playing it live. But it's impressive either way that a 3-piece has managed to come up with something that sounds that good, and it is really catchy. Why is everyone laughing at me? Huh? Yeah, because we're a 3-piece, and our music doesn't sound that big. But no, it's different. It's a different sound. But no, I think it's a decent. Like I said, I'm not sure that it breaks any boundaries, but I think it is really good at what they're doing, what it's trying to do. But yeah, what do you guys think about it?
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought it's really well produced. I really like that kind of like really detailed production with loads of layers. So I thought it was cool, especially like some of the vocal harmonies. I thought the layering in that was done really well. Added some depth to those vocals, and then the guitar riffs just like hit really hard. Again, mainly because of the production, all those layers. A bit pop punk, but also a bit more like that post-hardcore scene that was around a while ago, which I again really liked. And then I thought the end was the best bit of the song, like that breakdown that just builds and builds and builds, and it's just like really heavy at the end. So a really cool ending. Yeah, I really like them, and the video was really cool as well. I like to know where that was filmed because they're from Manchester, aren't they? So I'm not sure where they would have filmed that, but the video looked really cool wherever that was filmed. So let us know where that was.
So we can steal your music video idea.
Yeah.
What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I quite liked it. It's nice to get something a bit different. Like, I don't really I don't know what category it falls into, but it's kind of different to the other stuff we've had. I like the synth; that was quite cool. The intro kind of had like, for me anyway, had like Sleeping with Sirens sort of vibes to it. Not that I listen to them anymore, but I used to. I thought it was a really cool video. There's a lyric that I really liked in it that was, I think it's too many times do I wait to cancel plans and sleep all day, and I just thought that was a really cool lyric. I quite liked it. Fucking hits me hard, that one does.
Not that anyone has any plans now because we're all just quarantined.
Well, yeah, exactly. Literally just sleeping all day.
Sleep all day. Cool.
But, if I'd listened to it 2 months ago, yeah, it would have really got me.
All right. So, yeah, that's the new single by Oaths Alone. It's definitely worth checking out. So next we're going to be listening to a single by Elephant Jake. It's called Freshman 15.
Not much noise in the silence, like a short but forceful breathing inside. From time to time I am reminded to mind my eyes, may meet yours in the mirror, and I am greeted with a look that's trying very hard to kill me.
So that was Elephant Jake. This is one of the songs off their albums. The album's called Hey Dude, Thanks for Coming, and the song is called Freshman 15. So it wasn't actually the band that submitted this song to us. It was a fan who just wanted to have a listen and say what we thought about it. So if you've got like a band that you really like, it doesn't matter if it's a big band, if it's a small band, if you could just send them to us, and if you just want us to have a listen, review it, then yeah, feel free to do that because it's really cool. So yeah, back to the song. So the song's called Freshman 15. I really like it. It's a really catchy song. It's really good. The vocals, especially at the start, they really remind me, with the effect on the vocals, of The World is a Beautiful Place and I'm No Longer Afraid to Die. They have a song, and I can't remember what it's called, but it has the same sort of effect on the vocals, and I think that's possibly where they got the inspiration for it from. But no, it's really cool. I like how often the song, it switches a lot between being just normal time, and then in the chorus there's like double time, and it switches up quite a lot. But it's just a really catchy song. I plan on just listening to a lot more of this album, because if this song is sort of representative of the album, then I bet the whole thing is really good, to be fair. They definitely know what they're doing. And it's one of those bands that definitely deserve more listeners than they've actually got. So yeah, what were your guys' thoughts on the song?
Yeah, I quite liked it. I've actually never listened to The World is a Beautiful Place. But the vocals, I don't know if it's two vocalists. I think it's two vocalists. I know on their Facebook, like, it says they've got two vocalists, or whether it was an effect, who knows. Anyway, to me it kind of reminded me of like modern baseball. I really like the words in it. Like I find they fit really nicely into the melody. It doesn't feel like they're cramming loads of words in or anything like that. I think it fits really nicely. And there's a bit around like the 2:25 mark, where the synth sort of ties in with the vocals, and I really like that bit. I love the noodly guitar bits as well. I just really like that sound. It's like Sleepy Dog, a bit like that. But yeah, overall, a really cool song. I'd definitely listen to it again. And like you were saying, Matt, I'd like to listen to some of their other stuff. I had a quick listen to one of their other songs called Andy Finally Lost the War with the disco beat, and that sounded really cool. So I'm looking forward to getting into it and listening to some more of their stuff.
I'd like to know the story behind that song title as well.
Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, what did you think to it, Doc?
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was probably one of the best songs we had submitted. I really like the sound of it. There's like a really cool spoken word thing at the start that I really enjoyed, and then that thing when the vocals kicks in. I'm not sure it's doubles or two singers, but whatever it is, it works really well. Especially if it's two singers, because then the voices go really well together, which is quite hard to do. I really like the overall feel to it. I think the lyrics are really good. That kind of style really needs good lyrics, doesn't it, to carry it, and it worked. There's that 8-bit synth thing again, which when I first heard it, I really wasn't sure about it, but the more I've listened to it, it's kind of got stuck in my head, and I think I really like it now. But yeah, overall, just a great song. Sound like modern baseball, like you said, who I really like. So yeah, cool.
Yeah, definitely go and don't just check out the song, check out the whole album, because they sound like a really good band. So yeah, that's Elephant Jake. So next we're going to be talking about a single by Beyond the Tracks. It's called Contortions, and it's featuring Sydney Gish.
We didn't realize the time we shared was not prepared to last as long as we intended. Cut so short.
So that's a single, Contortions by Beyond the Tracks, and it's featuring Sydney Gish. I really like this song. Every now and then we get submitted something that's like quite different to a lot of the stuff we do get sent. and this is definitely one of those tracks. It's really nice, clean sound to the track. I think the two voices go really well together. I think it can be kind of it's easy to just get someone featuring on your song to add a bit of interest or whatever, but to actually get two voices that really complement each other, I think that's much harder. And I think they've definitely done it. Both of these vocalists, the sound they create when they sing together is really sort of harmonious. I also like the use of the other instruments that they've used. It's not just guitars. I think there's like a cello in there as well. Some big sort of ballad kind of drums, a nice piano in the background as well. And yeah, I think the whole thing comes together to make a really nice sort of chilled out song. Yeah, what do you guys think to it?
Yeah, I again really liked it. I think there's like so much going on in it for that acoustic kind of song. There's so many textures and things. Like every time I felt like it was in danger of getting a bit boring or going on a bit too long, then something else got added to like take it up again, change something else. There's just so much going on. I couldn't like work out exactly what each thing was, but there's a lot of different sounds. It's really interesting. And then yeah, the voices went really well together. I just felt the overall feel of it was really cinematic. Like you could really see it being used in the background of a film or TV show or something.
Yeah.
And probably will one day. It's just like really got that feel to it, that mood. So yeah, I thought the production was really good. Cool song, definitely different to what we've listened to so far.
Yeah, I thought it was different. I think the way like the lyrics rhyme, like this, the rhyming pattern and the sounds that they make was cool. Although I'm not a massive fan of the lyrics overall, but I think the vocals are really solid. I do get what you're saying, Dirk. I think it'd be really cool to hear it in a film or something. Yeah, I'm a bit conflicted there. I'm not completely sold on the song. I'd probably listen to it a couple more times and then go from there. I'm not 100% sold on it at the moment, but I think yeah.
I do think it would be stronger with some video accompanying it, wouldn't it? Like I feel like it's quite atmospheric.
Yeah, definitely.
It's almost a bit slow to listen to on its own, but with long to some video, it'd probably be quite powerful, I guess.
I think that's what it is. Like I'm not a massive fan of slower songs in general, so I guess like a video to accompany it would be good.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, definitely worth checking out. So that's I've already forgotten who it was. That is Contortions by Beyond the Tracks. So yeah, go and check it out. So next up, we have got Better Off This Way. It's a single. It's from Parallel Lights. Let's take a listen.
I remember nothing lasts forever. Even now, we're not together. And I got nothing to prove to anyone because
That was the new single from... Shut up.
I don't know why you clapped.
So that's a new single from Parallel Lights. It's called Better Off This Way. Yeah, it's an all right. It's a good song. It's a good pop punk song. I don't think there's anything about it that for me was particularly memorable. I mean, I didn't like this. I didn't like the start of it. They had this kind of sweep for the intro that to me sounded like a really high pitched vacuum cleaner that was just pretty unpleasant. It does get better, but I don't know. It doesn't bring anything new to the genre. It's just pretty generic pop punk. Yeah, I didn't even write much about this one. So I couldn't think of that much to say about it. So what did you guys make of it?
I thought it was very pop punk, like the sound, like the guitar tones, everything like that, and the lyrics. They were also like very pop punk. I'm not a fan of the fading intro, but that's kind of an across the board thing. I wasn't particularly a fan of the woes, whatever they're fucking called. I wasn't necessarily so much of a fan of those, but again, that's kind of an across the board sort of thing. I thought the bridge was a nice change in pace. But yeah, I think overall, like it's very catchy, like very pop punk. I don't really listen to that much pop punk now, but so I probably wouldn't listen to it loads. But yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, I thought kind of similar. Like, I actually thought the production value on it was really good, apart from the intro, which I just thought wasn't really done that well. But the rest of the production was really good. Yeah, it's got like a typical, like, it's quite nice anthemic chorus, like another catchy pop punk chorus. The gang vocals quite catchy. I do think it's like just as good as a lot of bigger pop punk bands out there. We were talking earlier about bands like Neck Deep and stuff, who I think, it's kind of a similar sound. But there's so many bands doing that sound at the moment. That's such a saturated genre, so it's really hard for a song like this to stand out, I guess. Like, it would fit really well on a playlist with other stuff similar, but I'm not sure what makes this one more memorable than another pop punk song. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't like stand out to me because it's bad or anything like that, because it's not a bad song. It is a good song. I think it's just like you said, if I had this in a playlist of all pop punk stuff, would this one stand out as being a particularly good one? And for me, I don't think it would. Which is a shame, because like you said, apart from the intro, like the production is good. But yeah, you got anything else to add?
I don't think so.
No. I guess it's more a problem with the whole genre, isn't it? Rather than like,
it's just so saturated. Yeah.
Bands. Yeah, exactly.
If this song had come out like, I don't know, 10 years ago, would it have done better?
Definitely.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Okay, that's a single, Better Off This Way by Parallel Lights. So, who have we got next?
Foxpaw,
Foxpaw, their song Ashford. Let's take a listen.
When I'm gone, I don't need to.
So that's the song Ashford. That's from Foxpaw. It's a song off his 2019 album. The album's called Still Dreaming. I Never See the Stars. I really like this one. I think it was a nice change of pace. Nice, different from a lot of stuff we were sent. It's a very sort of it's obviously sort of emo folk kind of music, which you don't hear that much of. It sort of sounds like a sort of song you could listen to like around a campfire. It's just nice that someone's sort of doing something a bit different. It does feel like it was recorded live, which is also like really cool, really intimate. And then there's the vocal sample that sort of goes towards the end, and it kind of reminds you that this isn't a live recording. This is a pre-recorded thing, which kind of ruins it a little bit. But I mean, what is an emo song without a vocal sample? Is it even emo? So song aside, like the artwork and stuff is really cool. I think out of all the artwork that we saw on these submissions that have been submitted, my favorite artwork was from this guy. It's really cool aesthetic to it. But yeah, he's doing a great thing. Respect as a solo artist, someone who can sort of come across as being that complex and that interesting musically. I think it's a big achievement. So yeah, what did you guys think to it?
I really liked it. It's one of my favourites we had submitted. I just really liked his voice, and I thought the way it's been recorded, especially the kind of, it's not a kick drum, is it? But whatever he has, he uses a kick drum. That kind of overall sound made it feel, again, really intimate. I think we just said before, didn't we? We struggle with slow songs sometimes, but that one, I think because it just feels so intimate, kept me listening all the way through. So yeah, I really liked it. That is a vocal sample at the end. I actually really liked. I don't know, is it like an exit from like a phone call or something? It had a weird tone to it. It felt like maybe it was taken from a phone call or something.
Maybe.
Which again, I really liked that. It caught my attention. I don't have too much to say. I just really liked it. What about you, Chris?
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I really like the band name as well. I don't know why, but I think it's quite cool. Yeah, like you said, Matt, the artwork for it is really cool. Kind of what you guys have said. I really like the recording. It almost has like a bedroom recording, like DIY to it. I don't know if it is a bedroom recording or not, but I like the whole feel. It really adds to that whole like intimate feel. Yeah, it's got like Death Cab for Cutie, Bright Eyes sort of like feels to it, sort of along with like some traditional like folk stuff in there as well. I used to be in a folk band, so I don't know. if I was still in that band, it would have been fun to cover it. There's a bit he just like, I think it's that phone call bit where he says like goodbye, is it?
Goodbye.
Yeah, it's just I really like it. I don't know why.
Just me, I'm the odd one out.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, I think it just works really well. It's just a really nice like little snippet of something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed it.
I must be wrong. But no, it's a really good song. It's a good song. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. So that's Foxpaw. It's one of those where like I'd happily listen to the whole album as well.
Yeah, definitely.
You can't want to see what the rest of it sounds like. So if it all sounds like that, then yeah, it's definitely worth listening to. So
it's totally something you could have on in like the background, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought that as well.
In a good way. It's like
well, not intrusive, but still good. Yeah. So yeah, the album's called Still Dreaming, I Never See the Stars by Foxpaw. Definitely worth checking it out. So next up, we got how would you say it? Lasketeers?
Lasketeers,
yeah.
Lasketeers, song's called Cocktail Boy.
I found love like you wouldn't know. Not Superman, but cousin of the crow. Made my day a super bird by night.
So that was Cocktail Boy. That's by the Lasketeers. It's the first song on their album. Album's called Happily Never After. Deep. It's the most sort of punk rock song that we were submitted, definitely. It's kind of not my sort of thing. I feel like it's the sort of thing that, I don't know, my dad would really like, maybe. It's good. It's just different genre, isn't it? I'm not used to listening to it, but obviously, like, in that genre, it's very, very good. It's proper punk. We have I could see them playing at the Pit and Pendulum. I think they'd go down really well there, wouldn't they? So that's like our, we're from Nottingham, that's like our local sort of grungy kind of pub. They definitely get a lot of people in for them there. I bet they have loads of energy when they're playing live. Yeah, no, it's a catchy track, even though it's not like something that I would normally listen to. I found it's a really good song. And yeah, what did you guys think to it?
Yeah, it was very punk rock. There was like some woes that came in at like 35 seconds in, and they added into that like super sort of like punky punk rock feel. I have said before, I'm not a big fan of those anyway, but it suits the song really well. Again, like similar to you, Matt, like I don't listen to that much like this sort of like punk rock sort of stuff. But it wouldn't be out of place on like a Tony Hawk skating game soundtrack. Yeah, I had that sort of vibe. And yeah, like the song just has so much energy in it. Like I can't even imagine like what sort of live show they'd put on. But yeah, I thought the artwork was really cool. We're getting loads of like really cool artworks.
I hadn't actually noticed that artwork, but yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
But yeah, it's a solid song. I like it.
Yeah, I loved it as well. I've got like a real soft spot for that kind of genre, like Joan Jett and the Runaways and stuff like that. So I was really into this. I think it's a really good song. You got hooked straight from the intro. The chorus is really catchy. I think the production quality is great as well. Like a lot of bands try and do DIY and it doesn't sound like as loud in your face, but this was like kept that kind of trashiness, but still really present and loud, which I again really liked. And then just the attitude and the vocals is great as well. I think it's really important in this genre. So that's really cool. And yeah, I'd love to see them live. I don't know where they're from, but hopefully they come play Nottingham soon or something. We can go see them.
Yeah, definitely worth checking out. Check it out. Again, don't check out that song. Check out the whole album. It all sounds like that. They'd be dead up for it. So yeah, that's the Lasketeers. The song's called Cocktail Boy. Cockatiel Boy. Cocktail Boy. Cockatiel Boy. The album's called Happily Never After. Yeah, go and check it out. Cool. So next we have Livonia. It's an EP. It's called Hate, Relate, Regenerate. Let's take a listen. was the EP from Livonia. The EP is called Hate, Relate, Regenerate. 4 tracks on it, all of them really, really good. Personal favourite for me was Snake Song. So when we get these submissions, I'll listen to them all, and then I'll kind of come back to them and try and listen to them in a bit more depth. And with a lot of them, when I come back to them, I'm like, oh yeah, I vaguely recognise this one. But with this track, I came back to it and I immediately just recognised the vocals and the melodies and everything. So that must be a good thing, because it got into my head really quickly. And I think it's just a really catchy song. It's got nice changes in rhythm in it as well. The change in rhythm between the verses and the chorus, it's just really cool. I also like what the drummer's done as well. He's got some nice little hi-hat kind of, I don't know what they are, sort of 30-second notes maybe. But yeah, nice little touches like that in it. So I think it's a dead good song. I really enjoyed listening to it. Yeah, that's definitely my favourite song on the EP, Snake Song. We've got another song that I really liked on the EP. It's called Blame Away. Also, just as memorable. I don't know how they've done it, but for me, like every song on the EP, it's just really memorable. Like, I come back to it after a while. I'm like, oh yeah, I recognise it. But yeah, what did you guys think?
Yeah, I think Snake Song and Blame Away were my 2 favourites of it. I really like the guy's voice. I think it's really good. I don't know, it brings something like different to the table in a way. And Blame Away, I thought was a really cool song as well. I did think it was going to go into All Star by Smash Mouth at the start of it.
Yeah.
But it's a really good song. I feel like the songs have got like almost like a Don Broco feel to them, especially like the guitar rhythms. But yeah, I was looking at them. So like they've only got 97 monthly listeners, which I was amazed at. But they're based in Milton Keynes, so I don't know. Maybe we could try and put a gig together at some point.
I've been to the IKEA at Milton Keynes.
I've never been to Milton Keynes.
The only reason I've ever gone to Milton Keynes. That's a massive IKEA.
I've never been.
Yeah,
I'd love to see
some,
yeah, 100%. I'd love to see some merch from them as well. I would 100% wear a t-shirt with that, like,
yeah,
on it. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, what did you think, Jack?
Yeah, see, I really like them as a band. I thought the songs are really well written. I just really don't think the mix did it justice. I'd like to hear it with a bit more like commercial style production, like a bit bigger and in your face mix. The vocals are really catchy. The guitar is like really bouncy, aren't they? Like you said, a bit Don Broco-esque. I think it's like we were saying earlier, the genre is really saturated. It's really hard to stand out. Whereas I do actually think these songs are a lot better than most songs in that genre. Yeah. I just think they will struggle to compete on playlists and stuff because the mix isn't quite as big. So if they could get a new mix or something, then I'd be really interested to hear that. I think Snake Song was my favourite, but in Blame Away, I thought the chorus was particularly good. I think the singer's got quite an interesting accent that comes out a bit in Blame Away, and I think they can maybe make more of that and stand out. But like Lily Allen and Kate Nash did ages ago, like that kind of accent that's really interesting. I feel like maybe if they could lean into his accent a little bit more, that could be another thing that helps them stand out. In that, like, again, the genre is really saturated, isn't it? So it'd be good if they could do something like that. Yeah, if they could get a better mix, I'd be really interested to hear that.
Cool. So yeah, I think we're all really fans of this EP. So yeah, thanks for submitting it. It's up there. So yeah, go and give it a listen. So that EP is called Hate, Relate, Regenerate, and it's by Livonia. Check it out. Next, we're going to do it. Next, we're going to listen to a song called Fading Out. It's by Bobby K.O. KO song's called Fading Out. It's just really, really well done, sort of trap emo. It's got a very big sound to it. As a drummer, I really liked how they sort of managed to mix both sort of acoustic, real sounding drums with drum machine as well. I thought some of the effects on the vocals were really cool. I like how short the song is as well. I think it's not 3 minutes. I think it's under 3 minutes long. it's always a good thing. So, it leaves you wanting more, leaves you wanting to play it again. I thought it was a really good song. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I really liked it. This genre is really big at the moment, isn't it? I've kind of avoided it so far, but over these submissions, we've heard a few tracks, like Eva Spring last time, that were really good. So I quite like that mix of pop punk with trap now. It's growing on me. I feel like you can hear a lot of inspiration from Blink on this track, especially like Mark Hoppus' vocals. It sounds a lot like that going on, which I really like. So yeah, it's good. There's another band doing like the modern Blink sound better than Blink are doing it themselves. So yeah, good. How about you, Chris?
Yeah, basically what you guys said. I've not got much to say about it. I did like it. I think the name Bobby KO is really cool. The guitar intro kind of reminds me of The Weeknd by Modern Baseball, which is kind of cool. I like the trap style drums. They were cool. So in our last podcast, we reviewed a band called Eve Spring, who do like a very similar thing. So Bobby KO, if you are listening, you should check those guys out because they're cool as well. But it was really cool. I liked it.
Yeah, definitely worth checking out. So that song's Fading Out by Bobby KO. So next going to be listening to a song by Loyalty to Me. The song's called Rewrite.
Yeah, boy.
It's a banger.
I can't place my finger on the mistakes and all the wrongs, so never change my mind. I was there, you were acting. I was there, you were acting odd. I'll keep you on my last song, so sing along. I'll never hear goodbye.
So that was a single. It's called Rewrites. It's from Loyalty to Me. This is my favorite song that was submitted to us. It's so good. It's so catchy. I've just been listening to it like in the car on the way to work. It's so good. It's so good. It's got this really, really catchy kind of melodic hook to it. I also really like the structure. I like how with the first chorus, it's sort of stripped back in the first chorus, and they've done it really well, where when the chorus comes back around the second time, it's really heavy. It's got all the guitars, all the distortion, everything. It's such a brilliant song. I really like it. I like how when I was listening to it, I thought there were two singers, because one of the guys' voices towards the end sounded really different. So I was like, they've got a second singer. But then watching the video, I think there were actually three of them that sang on the song. And it's really cool because they all just sound like as good as each other. Like I think any one of them could be the lead singer. They've all got really, really good voices. They're just really talented. My little criticism, and it is a little criticism, is right at the end of the song. It goes into this like double time bit, and it is a little bit, I don't know, it's a bit cheesy. Not a fan of that, but everything else up until that point is absolutely banging. It's such a good song. What do you think? What do you guys think?
Again, I think this is my favourite one that we've had submitted on this one. The first time I listened to it, I didn't particularly like it, but I've listened to it a few more times, and it is a banger. Like I've been listening to it so much today, especially. I've been listening to it at work on repeat. It's so good. The chorus is so catchy. I really like the flow of it, especially with the words. I think it's really cool. I like the words suit the melody and everything, and I think that makes such a massive difference. Honestly, the more I listen to it, the more I like it. I put it on my personal playlist and everything. The last chorus is great. I really like how the singer shifts up into those higher octaves. And I quite like that double time bit, but I don't know. I guess that's just me. So I got super into these guys like really quickly. I have listened to some of their other songs. I was just like looking on their Facebook, and I saw. So I think Will is the lead singer. He was on a podcast called Beyond Rad, and he was saying that that's the first song off their EP that's going to be coming out in May. And I think he said they're releasing another song in a couple of weeks. So I'm really looking forward to hearing that. And I think they've got some new merch coming out soon as well. So I'm going to keep an eye out for that, because I'm definitely going to get some. I couldn't see if they have any other merch on there. But yeah, I am definitely going to get some of that new stuff.
I'm going to get some of this merch too. I really want some.
Nice.
We can have matching merch.
Yeah, I think I basically the same thing as you. It's just such a great song, isn't it? And the vocals are just perfect, aren't they? They're so strong, and then the music around has been done really well to just like frame the vocals. So they like really take center stage. I really like the song when it kicks in at the end as well. The rhyming pattern in the chorus is really, really catchy. I really like the guitar solo as well. That was really cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it, and then it kicks in. I really like the guitar solo. Then there's like a stripped down chorus afterwards that makes that last chorus just huge. It's such a cool chorus. The only thing is the intro riff. It just sounds like something. I really can't place what it sounds like. It's really bugging me trying to work out what it's reminding me of. So
Sounds like
what you
a
mean.
if anyone help me
banger.
out, or maybe some of the comments on there, like where I'm recognizing that from. But yeah, just a great song, great band.
There's, I mean, these guys, they're from New Jersey, so it is a long way from us. But if you do ever come to the UK, please let us know.
I think this will take off because I think this will really go like.
I'm
well
really
forward.
looking forward to their EP. I'm
Yeah,
honestly so excited for it.
yeah.
Is that May, did you say?
I think they said May, yeah. So keep an eye out for that.
Not long.
Yeah, definitely. Please check that out. The song's called Rewrite. This band's called Loyalty to Me. Smashed it. Check it out.
Good job, guys.
Altered vision where my breath declined. Swarming colors, a toxic.
So that was the EP. I think you say it, El Mar Mi Amor. Is that right?
I think so.
This is like
Yeah.
the first we're going to get, I think.
Yeah. It's by Swim Gustavo! ! I really like this EP. I think it's got really solid tracks on it. Particularly, I liked Rainbow Road. I think the mix of the clean vocals with the sort of screamo kind of thing can be quite hard to pull off, especially when like the voices don't really complement each other. But I think with this guy, it's I think they go really well together, and it's kind of nice to hear that sort of vocal melodies being used with sort of more mathy guitar sections as well.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite song was Rainbow Road. Just really liked it. Had a really cool guitar solo, catchy chorus. Yeah, it was decent. What did you guys think to it?
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought the singer sounded a lot of early 2000s, like emo revival kind of bands, like Bert from the Used or the guy from Kissing Glass Houses, which I really like. It's like my sweet spot of music, I think. I feel like that kind of vocal helps with the math rock. It makes it more like catchy and more accessible. I think sometimes math rock can be a bit busy and a bit complicated, a bit hard to get into. So that kind of catchy, more melodic vocal kind of makes it a bit easier to listen to, I think. There's loads of really cool guitar tapping parts. And there's like a really cool like bouncy guitar riff that comes in a few times that I really like. So overall, I really liked it. Good mix of melodic singing with the math rock. It's a cool song.
I loved it. I thought it was great. I think my favourite was Live Like Crustaceans. I really like that mix of clean vocals and with the shouty ones like in behind it. I thought it worked really well. It was really cool. And yeah, the way this song like goes through and changes, and that's really cool as well. And it's another band with like really great artwork.
Yeah,
It's cool.
It's really stepped it up this time with the artwork.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone's just doing really good artwork. Why can't we get really good artwork?
I know, right?
What if we do? It costs us like £500.
It takes about 6 weeks.
Yeah, and then it's shit.
But I really liked it. I definitely listen to them again.
Yeah, so that's EP El Mar Mi Amo. It's by Swim Gustavo. Thank you. Check it out.
I've gone, had a picture, and this is that picture. I mean,
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
that's fucking awkward, isn't it? Just like I said on the stream the other night, it's become a...
That was Machine Gun Kelly with his wonderful cover of Misery Business, originally performed by Paramore. Wow, I thought it was really bad. I don't know how anyone could like it. It's terrible. I can only imagine that it's kind of aimed at people that may be a lot younger than us that haven't had the opportunity to listen to like proper pop punk and proper good songs yet, and maybe a little bit naive. I don't know, maybe that's me being really horrible. I feel like it's just a grab for views. It's got Travis Barker featuring it, but Travis Barker's just doing anything to stay relevant now. Like really disappointing. It popped up on my Facebook feed, and I thought, I'll give it a go, because to be honest, I'd never even heard of Machine Gun Kelly before this all kicked off. But I was like, I'll give it a try. And after listening to it, I just went to the YouTube thinking, wow, there's going to be a lot of dislikes on this video because it's terrible. To my horror, no, lots of likes. People liked it. So maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I'm out of touch. But I think it's the children who are wrong in this case. I think it's awful. Don't listen to it. What did you guys think?
I made some notes on it. My first note was just it's shit. Yeah. My second note is it's really, really shit. I don't know if this or that Champagne Supernova one he did with Youngblood is shitter. It's just really bad. I just really don't like it. Also, Travis Barker needs to have a word with himself. Like, what is he doing? Come on, man. Other than that.
I feel like Machine Gun Kelly's obviously like really clever at coming up with ideas to get loads of views, isn't he? Like he did the Eminem thing, and now this. So it's obviously working in terms of getting views. Like the Travis Barker thing was obviously going to get him more views just having him on. But it's not like he even did anything. He just played the original drums, isn't he? It's not like he's put his own drums to it or remixed or anything. It's literally just.
If you listen to the old Blink stuff, his drumming is really unique, and it really sort of inspired a generation of pop drummers. But now it's just like, I don't know if it's just not trying. I don't know. Like, it's disappointing.
I don't know whether he's doing he's just a session musician now and do anything he gets paid to do, or whether he's just really desperately trying to stay relevant. And I kind of hope it's the session musician thing rather than
it's just like playing it safe, isn't it? Like, no one's going to hate this drum beat because it's just 4/4.
Yeah,
the snares on, it's just rubbish.
It's a bit of a name to have on it, if anyone does a song with Travis Barker, you're like, oh shit, okay, I'm going to check this out. The drums.
Yeah.
Just feel like he's not picking and choosing what he features on, is he? He's just being on anything at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's also a really weird choice of song for Machine Gun Kelly to pick, because obviously Hayley Williams is like famous having an incredible vocal range, and he obviously hasn't.
Yeah, I can't sing, can he?
It's like such a notoriously hard song to sing, and he's got such a limited range. I just don't get why. Guess for the views again. So
yeah. I mean, it's worked for him, hasn't it? So
yeah, maybe we're wrong.
Yeah.
Well, that is Machine Gun Kelly featuring Travis Barker. That's Enter Shikari's new EP. It's called The Great Unknown. So Enter Shikari, one of those bands that I really used to listen to loads of, sort of Take to the Skies, Common Dreads, really sort of the first, I say heavy band, because they're not really heavy, are they? But they're the first sort of heavy band that I listened to, where it's shouty vocals, parents to say, what the fuck are you listening to? But no, and as time's gone on, they've obviously kind of matured, and they've sort of changed their sound quite significantly to what they used to sound like. And in a way, I think it's a shame, but at the same time, they have done it quite well, and they are still staying very relevant. And I think these new songs that they've released on The Great Unknown are just examples of how they've managed to change their sound and stay current and still write really, really catchy music. It's the same sort of thing that bands like Bring Me the Horizon have done, where their old stuff's just really heavy, but now they're sort of going for that more produced poppy kind of feel. And I don't really mind. There's plenty of other bands that are still doing the, sort of what they used to sound like. So I'm not really too bothered, but yeah, I really like it. I think it's a really good EP. It's got some really catchy sort of sections in it. And yeah, what did you guys think to it?
Yeah, so Enter Shikari is another one of those bands that have just completely passed me by. I feel like I'm one of the only people that hasn't ever really listened to. I obviously must have heard a while ago that they were really heavy, so this is not what I was expecting at all. I don't even really know what to compare it to. I've not really heard anything that sounds like this, but I thought there's some really cool stuff. It's really different to what I'd normally listen to. It's really unique. But I did really like that they've got a song called The King. I thought that sounded like a bit like 1975, but like massively up tempo, like a much faster version of 1975, which is really interesting. So I really liked it, but yeah, completely not what I was expecting, and I wouldn't even know what to compare them to. Just a really unique sound.
Yeah, I'm totally the same. I've heard of Enter Shikari before, and like when I was younger, my friends used to listen to them, but I just never listened to them for some reason. So yeah, I was going into it like totally blind. I thought The King was cool. I quite like the song Tina. I think that was probably my favourite off it. I thought it was cool. I didn't know what to expect. I think the only thing that it reminded me of is like, I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing, but Cascada, however you say that. So I think that they should do a collaboration on a song. I'd like to see
good
that.
to hear,
Yeah.
You heard it here first, Enter Shikari. We're waiting for that collab. Cool. All right. That's what we think of Enter Shikari. All right, that's us done. That's it. That's it for this episode. So we've said our opinions, our thoughts. Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Just let us know in the comments. If you're wanting us to talk about your song, any material, it doesn't even have to be your song. It could be from a band that you like. It could be a big band. It could be a small band. Doesn't matter. Just send us an email. Email them to dentalrecordsuk@gmail.com. You can also send submissions via Facebook. So we're at /Molars UK, and we're also on Instagram at Molars UK. So yeah, we're going to keep doing these until quarantine lets up and we can actually be proper musicians again. Musicians. So yeah, thanks for all the submissions we had. We really appreciate it. It gives us something to do. And we'll see you next time for episode 3. Bye.
Bye.